Thank you for joining us. It's still The Choice on Equa Television International. Do well to connect with us on our social media handle at Equa Television International. And I still have Joyce and Saleh in the studio, and we have some breaking news that are coming in. Can we just quickly take them before we...
Well, Katsina residents are already commending INEC and security agencies, even though we know earlier on we saw that one was allegedly burned down because of attempts to actually interrupt the whole process. But right now, the residents, as well as candidates that have gone out to cast their vote, they're actually commending INEC and security agencies. And I think it's in terms of their turnout, coming out early, and well, the process so far. But like I'll always emphasize, the end is what everybody is looking out for. And talking about vote buying, like we said, this is one of the elections that has the presence of EFCC, like cut across different states in the country. And earlier we saw in Kaduna, even though some of the EFCC officials were attacked, well, some interception has been done. Like a party agent was caught with hundreds of credit cards in Ogun State, and I think that's a good one. We also have, well, earlier we took that story of one that was burnt, and I think for now, coalition are still ongoing, and Nigerians await
the final announcement. Yes, there's anxiety out there, and then still I feel the atmosphere is still calm somehow, because the issue of whether INEC will come on time, this one is bygone now. Whether the voting will start now is not the issue. Vote already, that one has been settled. Coalition already is on, like counting already is ongoing. But aside the counting, I think the behaviors of the electorate is something that we should commend. I feel, yeah, without crowd, if people are determined to act otherwise, they will do that. But still, with the number, the low turnout, but still, we still feel fine, the electoral behaving, cooperating with the INEC officials. And I think it's commendable.
Yeah, you recall that earlier I said that I was giving it to residents, giving it to the resilience of Nigerians and even the electorate, because vis-a-vis the intimidations, the threats, the operation, like we saw how that is still turned out to actually perform their civic responsibility. And I think security personnel, to some extent, I think they tried, because we saw how that they also turned out at the various polling units very early, even though we saw how that in Imo State, 19 ad hoc staff of INEC were actually abducted, but we give it to them for ensuring that the rescue of these 19. In Anambra, about 5 thugs were also arrested that were bent on disrupting the process. In Bayelsa as well, some thugs, Kano, where also arrest was made. And like we said, beyond the arrest, we should see interrogation, we should see the law taking its course. That way, next time, things like this will be averted. So I think it is worth noting that Nigerians are resilient people. We saw how that in other states, because of the fact that they were unable to vote, they gathered themselves saying, see, this voting, we must do it. We've seen people that were attacked even during the presidential election, like Choma or Porter, but it didn't deter her from even coming out during the gubernatorial election. We still saw reports coming from her that of attack by some thugs with knives and other things. Her car was destroyed, but yes, she felt, oh, this is the opportunity for me to actually come out and exercise my civic responsibility. So and so many other Nigerians that found themselves in places and states where there were intimidation, but yet they still came out and actually exercised their civic responsibility. I think we must give it to them. Even though coalition is ongoing, there are some places that voting did not take place. Like we talk about 10 polling units in Lagos State, that's the VGC East State, where because of the fact that the INEC ad hoc staff were complaining of the fact that during the presidential election they were held hostage, so they can't go inside the estate to conduct election. They decided to create the polling unit outside, asking the people to come out and vote. People, about 5,000, an estate that has about 5,000 electorates. But they decided, no, we too, we are scared our life is at risk because we can come out the gate and hoodlums can come and attack. So their polling unit is inside the estate. INEC should conduct the election. But at the end of the day, where the REC said, going by the advice and information gotten from its headquarters, they have to just postpone the election to Sunday, tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Whatever the case, is it like we just hope at the end of nobody will be disenfranchised. Like I said earlier on, we had that situation during the presidential election where people were told, oh, we didn't find your name where your alphabet is on the beavers, but just come tomorrow, that will be rectified. And before the result was announced, a polling unit of about 3,000 people, just 700 people voted. That's just so uncalled for. And I think one thing again that is worthy to note is that there was no cases. So far, we've not had any case of beavers malfunctioning, contrary to what we saw during the presidential election. And people were raising questions, wasn't this beavers tasted? Because we saw Ocean election, Ekiti, and all this, why presidential election? A lot of issues relating to the malfunctioning of the beavers. But this gubernatorial election, like there was no case so far recorded from our callers, from our observers out there. We had that it was functioning perfectly. When we went for interview, we had some people saying that this thing can just, the accreditation, it peaks within seconds and you're able to vote and go. So I think that's another welcome idea. Their turnout early in the morning, we give it to them. But just the worrisome thing is the fact that the election witnessed low turnout, and some people liken it to the factor of intimidation, factor of violence. Some liken it to lack of confidence in the process. Oh, we came out and voted during the presidential election. Did our vote count? Anyways, it didn't count. There was no need to come out. Even though we pleaded with people to just come out and do their part. Just so they can clear their conscience. Tomorrow you know that yes, you did your part, even if at the end of the day the process is not, but you did your part. Right now, EFCC operatives that were attacked in Kaduna, they are in the hospital. Like, they were actually really attacked and injured. Is uncalled for. Remember, we said security before the election. We saw how they had joint intersecurity meeting assuring Nigerians of protections of citizens and even electoral materials. Contrary to that, we saw even destruction of electoral materials in Bayelsa. And then look at the issue of the EFCC operatives that were attacked. Even some citizens were actually attacked. I saw one that his shirt was just torn. Cars were actually attacked, among other things. So it's just so uncalled for. And I think for all these areas that we highlighted, security needs to intervene and do the needful. It is election. It shouldn't be a fight. Like the former president said, politics should not be a do or die affair. It's a call to service. So if the people say, please come and lead us, fight this cause, gladly. But if the people say no, you go down honorably. But going by this repeated case of intimidation, you will know that so many of these politicians, they're not going there to serve people. It's just about their personal interest. No wonder they make it do or die fear. I must complete this tenure. I've done 4 years. I must do 4 years. You hear them saying 4 + 4. Like it's a must. It was doing so. That's that about the election so far.
You made a very good observation. The fact that so far we didn't hear any beavers malfunctioning whatsoever, and I think that INEC actually took the lessons rightly. Just like people told them to note down some of their lapses, some of the technical hitches we had, and it's obvious they've taken that into cognizance. And no wonder we've not had any report of beavers malfunctioning. But just like you said, the issue of oppression of people, certain politicians imposing their will on people, not letting the people's voice to speak at the end of the day. And we've been saying we're looking forward to in Nigeria where we don't always have to resort to court. If we always have to go to the court for the court to actually determine that at the end of the day we are totally losing out on our civil responsibility and our right as Nigerians. So I think it's really worthy of for us to sit back and take notes of all of these things that are not, going well. We want to be a nation where other African nations will look at us and say, yes, Nigerians have gotten it right. We've said this during the presidential election that conducting election in Nigeria is like conducting the whole of West Africa. And because we have the ability, I believe, INEC have the ability to actually, deliver the mandate, and no one that they were giving started with that responsibility. But just like the chairman made note of the fact that having to persecute law offenders, especially when it comes to violence, I hope that the coming administration will take note of about law offenders, those who actually go against some of this electoral act. Which body is actually responsible to make sure that they face the full wrath of the law? Apart from the fact that the IGP have to persecute them, what next happen? What is the next step that should take place after that? If INEC do not have the capability, they do not have a police, because even when we see various elections, they work with sister bodies, the likes of civil service. I'm sorry, they have of what am I calling, the police, and also where we have civil service, and also all of those people working with the civil security, of course.
Okay.
So I'm just hoping that we look into all of these measures, looking at the fact that let's have a body that should take care of law offenders, and then the appropriate punishment should be given to them, so that we'll have the number of talks, reduced to a large extent, just like we keep giving example with the Victoria Greenland City, where this INEC officials refuse to enter into the estate. They say the electorate should come out. I think if they had taken their lessons properly from the presidential election, it's expected that some steps were taken to make sure that we avoid. Is it because you're taking hostage, that is why you don't want to go into the estate, and you're telling the the electorate, okay, we have a call.
Good evening.
How are you, my people?
Fine, thank you.
Yeah, this is another election day in Nigeria. And I'm calling from Abeokuta, in Abeokuta, Sabo here.
Okay.
Everything is going on smoothly in Abeokuta here. We don't have problems in Abeokuta here, in Sabo. Elections go on smoothly, everything is okay. The police officers are doing a good job. The INEC officers are doing a good job. And everybody compare themselves comfortable. So there's no problem here. We are expecting a good result of the people that we chose. Thank you.
Thank you so much
My
for
name
that.
is Awoye.
Awoye, thank you so much for calling. Like that expression is of optimism. Yes, the people are calm, collected, they have done their part, and they are expecting positive results. Thank you for that situation report. We also await yours too. If you're watching us, what happened in your own location, your polling unit, how was the election? Let us know. Let us how the beavers function. Was it okay, or there are actually issues? Let us know. Kindly call the number displayed on your screen.
Because, before that call came, it sounds like we are looking forward to where we'll have some security agency doing the right thing. INEC taking note of some of the lapses that we're having, because we stand for justice among many other things. We want that, let the electorate know that justice was being served. For those people who were actually casualties of either talks doing something to them, properties being destroyed, what is the justice that will be given at the end of the day? We keep saying people should be peaceful, and we'll keep emphasizing we should remain peaceful and calm, just like the call we had from Abeokuta. We can say things are going and people are being optimistic that everything will work out well. So even as results are being collected, most times it's the result that will end up to see how people's reaction will be. I remember during the presidential election we were saying that for now everything is peaceful, but then later when the result came out, that was when we begin to see mixed feelings. We saw protests coming from civil societies
People
and all
asking
of
questions. Why is this working? Why is this failing? And why this excuse now? And so on and so forth.
Of course. So we're just looking for that, even if the results are out, which that will actually tell the reaction, the body language of everybody. But we are, pleading on people to remain peaceful, to remain calm, and then we just
we have Ogu who are calling from Delta State.
The election here was very peaceful, and we have just from few polling units, some violence, and we also had issue of vote buying. A man was caught, one of the polling units, and he was beaten up.
Wow.
All right, as I'm talking to you in the hospital. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ogugwa, for calling all the way from Delta State. Yes, I think that's one of the cases that were reported. Vote buying, inducement. I think EFCC actually intercepted, like, I think people with wrappers like that trying to induce. We've seen how that a warehouse somewhere in Lagos yesterday was actually open by a particular political party, and they were actually distributing, and cut across some other state as well. Just like you mentioned, even in Delta, they had the case of vote buying. Go and vote us and come, you collect this, but meanwhile take this and that. And I think it's against the Electoral Act.
Yeah, because you ask yourself, this issue of voting, the accreditation is open, but the voting is secret. So you are trying to tell me to go out and go and vote and come and tell you that's open already.
A lot of people went away with that during the presidential election.
And that's
even when they said phones are not allowed at the booth, people went, and then you saw the president even showed his, which was against the Electoral Act. Some people too thought the same part were uploading it on their status. How did they snap it? It was supposed to be secret ballot, but we saw that all over. But they went away with it, and that's why now people will tell you, oh, just go out there when you cast your vote. If you vote for our party, snap it. Let's see. So people are being encouraged to go against the law. Once they come out, they show them they are being given certain amount of money.
And I think that's why the EFCC officials were being attacked, because they are trying to make sure that the right thing is being done. So you just see when Nigerians are being dogged, are being resilient on doing the right thing. Some people are being bent, by making that thing didn't work. And I feel it's something that we should not allow as a community, as a nation, as a state, because we have to fight it. Just imagine what happened to those officials of EFCC by just doing the right thing, and someone would just...
They are currently on hospital bed.
And it's someone's father or someone's brother. You understand? Simply because you are doing the right thing and you end up in the hospital. That's the reason why some people will just feel, okay, let's the wrong just continue, because I cannot just put myself in such situation. Just imagine, these are officials, and some of these EFCC, whatever, they are being drawn from other security whatever. So you will see that even them, they have a special training when you talk about security, whatever, and they are being attacked, and talk more of somebody that is just a citizen, a bloody civilian, like the military will say, like without training, without anything, and they're just there. And definitely there will be that fear. Why should I go out? Why should I talk when something is going wrong? But I feel collectively, if we bring our voices together, I think we'll end up victorious. We will win the war against evil, because we have to agree. Just like those people that they are saying, we must vote. Just imagine one person is saying, his voice will not be
heard
at all. But see them now coming together, agreeing, even if someone is coming to attack you, he will calculate. How is he going to bring all of you down?
We have Blessing from Jos.
Okay.
I think that we lost that call. Please, Blessing, do well to call us back.
Yeah, we lost that call.
So it's good, we that have like minds, that's patriotic Nigerians, those that really want this change, this ugly incident, this us bad name, out there globally, we should fight it. And when we come together, it's possible. It's possible. I just want us to talk about issue.
All right. Okay. We have the call.
So let's finish something now. We have Blessing from Jos, and I told them they are doing something again.
Okay, Blessing, go on.
Okay. Good evening, all.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, all.
Evening.
I am so happy for this election.
Okay.
This election is moving so peaceful, very well. They are praying so that no any movement again in this election, like President and.
Okay, Blessing, did you vote? Blessing, are you there?
I'm there.
Okay, did you vote?
Yeah?
Did you vote?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, where exactly?
Yes, I vote.
Where?
I vote.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, how was it? It was peaceful, right?
Yes, yes, I'm voting.
All right.
Okay, thank you, Blessing, for
Blessing.
calling. We noticed she's listening to
Struggling
us.
with, yes. Please,
to-
when you call us, kindly turn down the volume of your TV or just move away from it. That way you can hear us clearly. We will also hear you clearly, and we're going to save time and the communication will be swift. Thank you.
I want us to look at issues of governors losing polling unit, candidates losing polling unit. You know, like in Lagos, the Labour Party candidate lost his polling unit to the incumbent governor. You know, and your polling unit.
Well, if you ask me, I'll say the people have actually expressed their wish and their will. So it's not about the polling unit, whether because it's your polling unit, you personally, if you ask me, it doesn't matter. It's not a must that if this is my polling unit and I am aspiring for any position, it's a must for me to actually, get votes from that polling unit.
Hello,
It's not your-
Monana. Good evening.
Hello?
Good evening.
No,
Please
he
do
lost
well
that
to
call.
call us back. Let's know
Yeah.
what's happening in Bauchi State. We really appreciate that. Go on, please.
Yeah, of course. So I feel like personally, it's not a must for you to actually win in your polling. We saw the same thing even during the presidential election, where certain aspirants did not win in their polling unit. So I think this mentality of you must actually win in your polling unit is not really, personally, this is not really like relevant to me, but it's just about what do the people want, because it's obvious that the people have just put history into perspective and they see that, okay, maybe this is their candidate that they feel should actually deliver in this particular polling
All right,
unit,
I
but the
think
results...
we have a caller.
Okay.
Good evening.
Hello?
Good
Hello,
evening.
good evening.
Hello?
Hello, we're with you.
We can hear you, Munana.
Am I there?
You are live
Hello?
on air. Go on with your contribution.
I'm calling from Bauchi, Nana. Good evening, all of you there.
Evening.
Evening.
Hello?
Please go on. We
Please
can
go
hear
on.
you.
Hello? Are you getting me?
Yes.
Okay. I said good evening.
Evening.
I'm calling from Bauchi.
All
Just
right,
go ahead
on.
with your contribution, ma.
I say we thank God we Bauchi here. We do our elections successfully without any problem. And we thank God for our governor, Governor Kaura, because he's a very good man of peace. So we are still praying for him so that God will help him to win, so that he will continue to keep the peace that is reigning between us in this Bauchi. May God help us all in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Thank you so much for that.
Which part of Bauchi are you calling us from?
I think the call ended.
Okay, Munana,
Okay, I
thank
think
you.
we lost that call,
You know.
but I really love the spirit and
You know, Bauchi, is being marked as one of the areas that they feel the contest is going to be tough. The former air Sadiq, the head of Air Force, Sadiq, is the one contesting in the APC. And then they feel him coming, from up with the military experience. People were like,
We have a caller. Sorry to cut
Okay,
you.
hello.
Hello,
Hello.
God's will.
God's will from Cross River State.
Thank you
Ogbonge
for
local
calling
government.
us. Please go on with your contribution.
Hello.
We
We're
can
with
hear
you.
you, God's will.
I come from Cross River State, Ogbonge local government.
Okay. How are you doing this
We
evening?
Ward 1. The election was okay in our own side here.
Okay.
002, my polling unit number.
Okay.
We are an APC, we win PDP. I'm an APC member.
Okay.
Uh,
So,
if we
yeah.
are 00678, we win PDP.
Okay.
okay.
Thank you so
So
much.
that's
for calling us.
just one polling unit. You don't know what is happening in other polling units.
course.
But
Thank
yeah,
you so
well,
much,
we will say
Dr.
congratulations. At least you are happy. You won your own polling unit. So we hope to hear other from ADC, Labour Party calling, and then winning their polling units.
Congratulations.
So congratulations.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
He won his polling unit.
Yes.
Like Gospel sounded like, the people that will say, oh, I delivered my polling unit. The excitement and all of that.
That's why we're telling you congratulations.
Yeah.
And then like we always say here, if you are contesting, there's law guiding all of these things. There's a certain percentage you have to win. You have to win certain percentage in every word, and then that will give you the total result. And possibly, while you are winning here, it's not necessarily you'll be winning somewhere, but for politicians, they want to win in every polling unit so that they will win with a wide margin. Still, we want to hear other political parties calling and saying they are winning their polling unit too. But at the end, we pray that, with this excitement, if you win, find it continual. But if the result goes the other way around, then you should have that confidence to grab it and hold the outcome of the result, with all calmness and then in a peaceful manner. That will go in.
Well, Olani,
about NDC, who is the winner of the president election?
presidential election.
I think you said present.
Olani,
Yeah.
We didn't get to your question.
Hello.
Please go on, repeat your question.
Hello. I just want to ask about the presidential election. I just want to ask about the presidential election.
Okay.
Is it NDC or PDP?
Okay, we'll respond to that. Well, if I get his question clearly, he's asking of the presidential election.
Yeah, who won?
He was calling a certain political party, even though the discussion right now is a governorship election as well as State House of Assembly. The presidential election has come and gone, and going by INEC's announcement, the president-elect is Bola Ahmed Tinubu of APC, and then presidential candidate of PDP Atiku Abubakar and that of Labour Party Peter Obi are in court because they said the process was flooded with irregularities and they needed to really check the materials among others. So right now the case is with the court. So I hope I answered your question. Now back to our discussion.
You did justice to that. Yeah, you did justice to that. What we're saying at the end of the day, let's see politicians owning up to responsibility and embracing any result that will come at the end of the day. So even as voters are celebrating, I think the...
Yeah, we are talking about the election.
Okay, Edna. Go on.
Yeah. We are talking about the election that saw the name of yesterday. In my polling unit 002, election was free and fair.
Okay. Go on.
And Labour Party won.
Okay. What local government?
Imo.
Local government.
Local government, Imo.
What local government in Imo? And can you tell us the polling unit?
Polling unit 002.
The name of the polling unit.
The polling unit 002, Obo local government.
Okay. All right, thank you so much for that information. Well, when the other caller said his polling unit APC won, she said in polling unit 002, Obo local government, Labour Party won. Please, let's keep the result coming. No false information, please. But that's according to Edna. And
Yes.
at the end of the day, every rec at the state level, announcement will definitely be made. We know that constitutionally INEC is the body that is in charge of that. And well, we have seen different results already on social media, but people are not to go by that. So you don't end up being discouraged in the process. We patiently await results from INEC. There are processes leading to that announcement. From your polling unit, might go to ward level, local government level, to state level, and where I think the returning officers at the state levels are going to be doing justice to all of that. So we await, we keep following. As results come, we let you know across states. So let's just keep being peaceful. Right now, there's issue of you know, earlier on we said hope. We won't be having issues of technical glitches because during the presidential election, people were awaiting 2:30 when results will be uploaded, having access in real time to the IREV. And as we speak right now, some states are already uploading the results on IREV. I think part of the result for Bayelsa State is already uploaded on the IREV, so you can keep checking the IREV to see if the result of your state is there, and if it's there, that's the INEC official result viewing portal. So you can check, and if there are any irregularities, you can take note of that, because already we keep telling people that your polling unit, ensure you wait to see the result. Then that way, when you have access to the IREV, which you ought to, you can compare and then contrast. So right now results are being uploaded in part by state, because some are still collating and some are, I think, is still going through all the necessary process. So let's just remain calm. Let's remain calm and then do the needful. Cut across states right now, different states, the 28 states the election
My polling
held.
unit was 1.
Okay.
Unit 20. The election was free and fair.
Okay.
The election was free and fair. And PDP won.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's again calling from Akwa Ibom State. Thank you so much for that report. He's also saying that PDP, right?
Yes.
Won. Well, when you call us, kindly let us know the name of your polling unit,
Yes.
the word, the local government, the state, and then let us know the situation report, like what happened. Did INEC arrive early? How was the voting and accreditation? Was it swift? Were there any technical challenge? What about security situation? Was there intimidation or inducement? If there's none, let's know so we can applaud the officials for conducting a peaceful election. Already we've been hearing from other people, oh, our place is peaceful. So far, so good. But, well, people are waiting results.
And then we want to inform our viewers, be aware that we are not gathering results, you know, for announcement, you know.
We want to just know the situation.
Because I begin to feel people calling and we just say my polling unit was too full and this party won, you know. That's not just really what we are after. We are not gathering results so that we will announce. But it is good to tell us, you know, what happened in your polling unit. And like she rightly said, it is important to know the name of the polling unit, which word, and then the local government. It is very important, because anything you tell us now, somebody is watching and he can just go to the IREF and just find out from that particular polling unit and
so we don't end up misleading people.
Misleading people, you know, like you rightly said, results are out there, people creating results, you know, sending out there, and then people are sharing. So some will just be at home and then through their phone pick one result and say, this is the result of my polling unit. So please, let's do the right thing even as we share information.
And you know, some people are bent on inciting violence.
Yes.
Like I always say, they are crisis entrepreneurs. And what they do is that they hate to see people living in peace. Because when I say entrepreneurs, they make money
out of fake news.
Out of violence.
It's true that, you know, they generate their cash.
They just try to incite people against one another. So you can just imagine that after an election in a particular polling, the result was announced and pasted, and then let's say a different political party won, and somebody will go and announce, hike the number of the other party and say, oh, these people won. You know, people will be angry before you know it is becoming inciting. So let's be careful with comments and things, information we share, especially those ones we forward, so that you don't forward that information that will end up indicting you.
Yourself.
Sometimes when I see forwarded message, I wonder if people actually go through it. So please, if you're fond of sharing message, this is, I think, the period where people keep sending message and say, please share it, keep forwarding. They are all, they might be propaganda. So just be careful of the information you share. This period is really critical in Nigeria because of the election. International body are watching, observers, both domestic and international. Let's just watch what we say. Let's avoid unnecessary argument, and let's await the body that is constitutionally bestowed with the power to do the announcement. And we're here to keep you updated about situations across the country.
Yeah, you know, and I think it's also, sorry, Solo, I actually think it's also important that in as much as you get some of this information, you also verify it before you share it to other people. You don't just see, just like you said, forwarded message and keep sharing it. Any information that's been given to you, verify where is it coming? Is it coming from INEC? Is it coming from the body that's been given the responsibility? Don't be too excited and happy. We've seen where people have even taken their own lives because they feel their candidate did not win at the end of the day. Meanwhile, that candidate is feasting with his family and also other party members, and you're there killing yourself. So it's very important at this time, just like Joyce said, that the times right now are very critical. So we should be very mindful of what we say. Where we are to is very important. If you are not at your, because definitely right now with all the counts that are going on coalition, most of it maybe already at the what levels or result already uploaded. So if you are not at home with your family, don't be found where you actually end up doing something or saying something that at the end of the day you will lose your life. Just like I was saying, we have to put history in perspective so you don't end up repeating itself. Yes, we are hopeful that what we do or after going to exercise our franchise, that it is our wish that will be displayed. But then we need to know that in elections there are always winners and losers at the end of the day. If you lose, it's not a joyful or a happy moment, but then embrace it with, you know, knowing the fact that at the end of the day, just a way for you to, you know, check where did you actually get it wrong. Maybe you're not really ready for it presently. How can you tidy up, you know, loose ends at the end of the day, come out to be more great? And I keep saying, you can still make a change whether you are in position or not. We've seen people giving back to society, not because they are either the governor or the
we have
president, okay?
Gombo calling from Kafancha.
Hello.
Thank you, Gombo, for joining us this evening. Good evening.
Hello.
Gombo, we're with you. Go on, please.
Go on.
Yes, I recall to answer your question.
Go on.
I say that my... Hello?
Go on, please.
My voting this afternoon was credible.
Okay.
Okay.
Why did I say so?
Gombo?
Please, Gumbo, stop listening to yourself.
I didn't tell my vote.
Okay. Okay.
Well, this will not help us at all in any way. Please do well to move away from your TV set, or you reduce the volume of your TV set totally so that we can hear you clear. Please do us this favor. Whenever you are calling, please reduce the volume of your TV set or you move away from the TV set. Please, thank you.
Well,
so that we will not cut the call and then you feel we are being rude. We just want to hear you clear, because people are listening globally. Let them hear what exactly you are saying, and then time is really time is money.
Well, we give it to Gombo for actually being a true Nigeria, going out there to, and many others as well that have gone out to exercise their civic responsibility by voting. And for you that refuse to be induced with any form of whether money, material things, or congratulations to you. Yes. Like posterity will not forget this. They will definitely applaud you. That's a job well done. Congratulations.
Yes. And there are many Nigerians out there, you know, that stood their ground, you know, during this election, you know, resist issues of money, politics, you know, and then inducement by any form. And we will say kudos to them. These are patriotic Nigerians that you know they have this mind that yes, good thing is possible with Nigeria, that Nigeria will rise again, that truly Nigeria will get to that place that we want to be, you know, in a global stage, that people will see us and respect our green passport. That's just
we
the
have
way
Mercy
to go.
calling from Badagry. Hello, Mercy. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
Mercy.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mercy. Go on with your contribution. How is Badagry this evening?
Good evening.
Oh
we lost
no,
that
we
call.
lost that call.
Mercy, do well to call us back. We'd like to hear from you as well as the situation in Badagry this evening.
You know, when call is coming from Lagos, people really want to hear, you know, what exactly is happening. Like earlier, I was talking about Bauchi, you know, the former chief of air staff, you know, Sadiq. He's one that is contesting, and then he's really giving the incumbent governor, you know, a run for his money, because there are two big boys, if you permit me to say that, gladiators that are really shaking Bauchi. But, you know, that's how it's been tagged. It's a red spot because they feel the contest is going to be...
What I'm trying to say is, instead of what happened in Lagos and Port Harcourt, in fact, the idea of... in fact, since yesterday, it has been speculating how MC Oluomo said that you are not voting for FPC, don't even come outside. It's not even before the presidential election, they started this thing. I mean, we call ourselves one Nigeria. Why are we doing all these things? Well, I remember when Obasanjo was the president of this country, he said, wherever you find yourself, wherever you are an indigent of that place.
True.
As far as you are there developing it. Okay, now what they are doing to Igbo people or other tribes in Lagos, are they the same Yoruba? Don't they have Yorubas in Jos? Don't they have in Imo? Don't they have in Enugu? Don't they have in Anambra? What if something happens and those ones decide to pick up their own as well? How will we have, what is going to be the outcome of all these things? The point of condition is, I blame INEC and I blame the security people. Because the security quarter, they are not doing it. Because I was watching on the screen, because I didn't vote. Because I do vote in my state from Edo State. I only went to vote during the presidential election. But so since I'm a Kano, I cannot vote during the gubernatorial election that is going on right now. The issue is, the security, they are not helping us in this country. Now, I was watching on the screen through your Equa television, the Choice, and at the same time I was trying to this LN 24/7. I was watching how these people were disturbing other tribes, dealing with them, smashing ballots. They don't want this, they don't want that. I mean, it's uncalled for. Okay, at the end of it, Lagos, the INEC is now saying they cancelled 10 polling units. Is it only that 10 polling units these things happened in Lagos? If you really want to see what happened, it's only 10 polling units. If they want to cancel it, for me, I would have expected the INEC to say, okay, the Lagos election entirely is being cancelled. You know, let them find a way and see how they are going to get more security. And talking about the fact tomorrow they are going to vote again. What if they not put anything in place, in security in proper place? Will the same thing not still happen? Is it not the people that they get to today that made them to shift the cancel the election to tomorrow? Will those people will they have the courage to go outside to go out tomorrow again to say they want to go and cast their vote? It's uncalled for. Democracy, this is not democracy. It's not democracy. We should learn how to help ourselves. If we don't help ourselves, there's no way God is coming to help us in whatever we are doing. The politicians, quite all right, the way they are dealing with us in this country is uncalled for. It's just a pity that we Nigerians, we don't learn our lessons from their past mistakes. 2015, this government took over. A bag of rice was 6,500 to 7,000 naira. But today, how much do they buy bag of rice in the market? Look at for good 1 year, you queue up in the filling station. Coming to Manila after you have the money in the bank, you cannot get it, you have to queue up before you get the money you keep in the bank. So, I mean, a lot of things are going wrong. So we should just pray for God to help us for things to go well.
Thank you so much coming from Mr. John all the way from Kano. I think it's just an emphasis of what we have been discussing even before the election. Yes. Because I tell you, Lagos State, going by the number of eligible voters, I think Lagos has the highest number. And that's like a highlight for most of the people that are vying for our position nationally and even at state level. We saw how that most of the political parties ended their campaigns even in Lagos State. And a mark was made going by the presidential election. I think that generated a lot of tension. Over 20 years in Lagos State, it's always a particular party that is always coming to sit, and nobody will come out under that sympathy and think, oh, I will not come back again, because it was like a trend. But with the presidential election result, obviously a mark was made, and that generated a lot of fears. And we saw how that even the incumbent governor was up and about with campaigns. It was everywhere. But then there were a lot of videos going around about intimidation. We saw that in the presidential election, attacks and all of that. And due to those videos of intimidation, we kept calling on INEC security agencies, state governments, especially because at state level, you are the chief security officer. And even some of the intimidation that we are saying were coming from even workers of government. And then you begin to imagine there is no cautionary, no statement debunking that and all of that. Because people begin to say, this person is your worker, is answerable to you, and yet there was no statement. So people kept cautioning because of the fact that we don't want to see a repetition of the attacks during the presidential election at the state election. But even yesterday, in one of our program, Nigeria Now, we talked about people that have been playing ethnic card. And because of that has continues to generate tension. And we talked about the fact nobody's more Nigerian than anybody. As far as you are contributing to the development of that state, then you deserve to live freely in that state and to participate in the process of election. But what we kept seeing were talks, like talks that barely contribute to the development of the state. These other people that are calling strangers or other people that are calling visitors, they should go back to them. They are ones that over the years have been contributing, paying tax and all of that. And beyond those calls, we kept seeing security reassuring, assuring, and all of that. You know how we kept emphasizing proactive measures, what modalities are being put in place. And yet it was more like they fell to deaf ears because today, again, there were attacks. People were intimidated. People were oppressed. We saw a video of how people were told, if you're not voting for this party, then you have to leave this place. Go to your state and vote. In fact, in the MC Oluomo that reference were made to him. Remember, I said it was the chairman Lagos State Parks Management Committee and all of that. Then imagine a statement coming from earlier on. I think securities were saying more like it was a joke. And then this people calling for intervention while people were intimidated at different polling units. Just recently, lately, the CP is saying, oh, we actually intervene promptly. Why did we allow the situation to happen in the first place? Did we not have prior information about intimidations and even threat to violence? Before now, there was this issue of Uru Festival that the government came out to debunk that, asking everybody to stay at home, only the Yoruba people to come out. These are things that have not helped us before. Playing ethnic cards when it comes to election. Like, think about it. Your people are also in other states. And that's why we kept encouraging people, even if you're not from that particular state, go out and exercise that civic responsibility of voting for whoever emerges as the governor, because the policies that we make will affect you. We like the caller said, like
you are doing that not because you are an indigene of that state. You are doing that because you are a Nigerian. And then the constitution allow you to do that because it's your responsibility.
Yes, but what we keep saying is like reverses the case. And like I will always say, when laws are being made, where policies are made, it affects you as well. And that's why we always frown at people saying, oh, I'm not an indigene, I'm not going out to vote. You are in Nigeria in the first place before becoming whether an indigene or not. But as far as you live in a state and you are contributing meaningfully, then you have to participate in the process. You saw a video earlier that was at a particular polling unit, Plateau State Specialist Hospital, particularly just not local government or Plateau State. Well, let's talk to Monday.
Monday from Akwanga.
Voting here was okay.
Okay.
We thank God. And everything went on so quite successfully, peacefully, and we give God the glory.
Thank you so much, Reverend, for calling.
Thank you guys for what you are doing there. And I pray the Lord will bless you for that, because you are getting information from different places. From every state and in the country at large. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Reverend Monday, for calling. Really appreciate it. I think I recognize the voice. Thank you so much for calling. I believe, just like you said, it was peaceful there. And that's what we expect all over the country. Every Nigeria should be protected. Should be protected. So these are concerns that people have been making. Think about it. You're fighting on behalf of a politician. And then when you go to market to buy something that the price is 10 times 5 years ago or 4 years ago, that politicians will not come and pay on your behalf. And the system will not ask you, who did you vote for, so that the price can be reduced. You go through it, and the policy is made that is not favorable. like he spoke about the Naira policy, the new Naira policy. Like, you have to adhere to it. We've seen how people have come out to apologize publicly for voting for a particular party. You go through every peril together with the people that decided to do the right thing. But like we always maintain, when you do your part, God will vindicate you.
Of course, you know.
Okay, we have a caller. Daniel from Benue. Daniel, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening,
Daniel.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Go on with your contribution.
Yes, I'm calling from Benue State. Yes. Okay. My polling is 006.
Okay.
There was no election today due to materials not being made available.
Okay.
And then everybody are complaining this evening. The whole of Okete ward, there was no election at all.
Igede ward?
So it was not good at all. Because materials were not made available. Okete ward.
Okete ward, okay.
Okete ward.
Okay. All right, thank you so much, Daniel, for calling.
Materials were not made available. So I don't know, maybe. Okay. You are welcome.
Please, we're still begging. We're still begging. Please, when you call us, kindly turn down the volume of your TV or just move away from it. When you're done with the call, you can go back and continue watching the TV so that the noise will not disrupt the process. Sometimes people call and they want to turn on whether you are hearing or not. You can go with the body language. Just turn down the volume of your TV set. Again, some places in Benue State, one day east and west of Benue State elections were actually postponed, and I think his word probably fell under it because materials were not distributed. I don't know why, because like I said earlier on, we had ample time to prepare for all of that. But Isaac is on the line from Akwa Ibom. Let's speak with him. Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Isaac, calling from Akwa Ibom State.
Okay. How are you this evening?
I'm okay, I'm fine.
Okay, what's the situation in Akwa Ibom?
Yeah, everything went on smoothly. There was no challenge. We voted our choice, and the materials were enough for everyone. So it was smooth and fair.
Okay. Did you have any issue with IREV? Beavers, sorry.
Hello?
Did you have any challenge with the beavers?
No. We didn't have any challenge. Everything went on smoothly.
Oh, great.
We counted and we confirmed everything. It was okay.
Wow.
Okay.
That's great. Thank you so much, Isaac, for that situation report from Akwa Ibom. Really appreciate it.
You know, Joyce, you're making a point where you said some of the videos we see, and then some of the steps talks are taken, and then what is not being done right. I think it's high time as a government we stop, you know, undermining all of these videos and undermining them and feeling like these are just small talks, we can actually take care of them. Because when you keep undermining them, they go higher and higher and higher. And I think if we want to take care of this thing, then we need to go to the root of this problem. Who are the people sponsoring them? When you start from that level, then you'll be able to cut the tail.
Hello, good evening. Please kindly turn down the volume of your TV.
Hello, are you there?
Okay.
Well, you do well to call us back, and when you do, just move away from your TV or turn down the volume.
You know, so I was making a point where I was saying we need to go to the root cause of most of these I say violence that we record on most of our elections. Just like I said, Nigerians were being optimistic when we returned to civil rule in 1999 that things will be better, that we'll be able to do away with corruption, we'll be having the standard of living will be very high and all of these things. But then we're beginning to see that for every election, it seems we're having a reputation of what we've, observed in the previous election. And that is why I'm making the point that we should stop undermining and feeling that these talks are just, at the local level and then they cannot do anything. It's before time you realize that they're gaining grounds. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to tackle most of these root causes of all of these things, because when we're able to tackle all of this, we'll be... Okay, hello, we have another call.
Daniel from Abia State. Good evening.
Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Daniel calling from Abia State.
Thank you for calling us. What's the situation report from Abia?
Yeah, this is my first time of witnessing cool election in Abia State, precisely in Bende.
Okay. Go on, please.
Today, the material arrived before 7 o'clock. But last presidential election, we were waiting for material till 3 p.m. We didn't receive material. But today we are happy that everything arrived in time and we all voted in time and got back home. Everything went peacefully.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much, Daniel, for that situation report from Abia State. He said he has never experienced it in a long time, and it was peaceful. Comparing it to the presidential election, where past 3, they didn't see INEC official, and then not until past 3. But this time around, before 7, it was really surprising. Like,
yeah, today
really
was
surprising,
a surprise. 7 o'clock, INEC officials are there.
When I was going out, and then I just turned, I saw just close to the house. I had to turn again, and they are just there. People were more like people were still sleeping because they felt going by the presidential election, I know they didn't come out on time. So please, let's just take our time and sleep. We had cases of people that woke up as early as 5 a.m. trekking to their polling unit, but this time around they decided to just sleep because we cannot just go and walk there and then keep waiting. Also, when I was coming, I turned, I saw before 7, and I had to look again. I was like, wow. And then all the polling units we passed through for getting to the office, INEC officials were all out. Present. In fact, some of the polling units, they have set all their sensitive, non-sensitive material. They are just sitting down. The securities were all on ground. And I think we must give it to INEC.
That is to tell you, if we all agree that the system should work, it's possible. It's possible.
It's just an
alliance. Just 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you are fixing this. That means we can fix this country.
And there's no complaint about beavers.
There's no any single complaint. And
there's your emphasis
like
on
right
that
now
beavers. Yes. It's shocking, because the emphasis Joyce is making on that beavers, wow, so we can actually have,
you got my point. So why did we neglect
Why did we do that, I believe we're getting it right. We're getting somewhere, and I still believe that if we can get it right with the beavers, then we can get it right with every other.
Let's speak with Emmanuel from Shandam. Hello, good evening.
Evening, how are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Evening, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you, Emmanuel. We're with you, please. What's the situation in Shandam?
Usually the election in Shanghai is very nice.
Okay.
We started the election based on the time they speak. Yeah, there is no any problem in our election.
Okay.
Hello?
We're with you.
Hello?
Emmanuel, go on, please.
Go on, please.
Yeah, the election is very peaceful.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is that we vote for free and fair election, but some of the results they are not giving us the right the right results from our various polling units.
Why do you think it's not right?
Yeah, Because some other polling unit in Yelwa, you may see PDP, they are winning, and later on you will hear that APC, they are topping the results.
Okay. All right, Emmanuel, thank you.
Thank you for that report. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Well, I was waiting to hear the reason why he said we are voting, but they're giving us another results. And then I think what he was saying is that you see PDP topping, and then later on you hear. So that's why we always emphasize the end of the result. Because sometimes counting might be going on. Some people might even turn it to song. And then just when they drop yours and they pick the other party, you see
realize
that
already after finishing counting your own and you leave, then they are counting theirs, and then you didn't wait till the last, and then compare the result and announce. And another thing is that people can just call and say, Joyce, where are you? How far with your polling unit? I'm in the house, but I will tell her that we are leading. Simply maybe because I called Sele, and Sele told me that already I left there, they are counting, but so party is leading, your party is leading.
True.
Just see the information is half, and then I will call you and tell you that we are winning in our polling unit. And you will have somebody that he wants an information from you, and he'll call you, and you will confirm to him
have
that.
A caller.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening. Please turn down the volume of your TV.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Evening. Please make your contribution.
Hello.
Go on, please.
Hello.
Kindly call us back. I think if you can't hear us, it will be better if you call us back. Do well to call us back. We'd like to hear the situation report from your place. Samuel.
So we have to verify all of these things, so we don't spread news that will cause problem, later on after the final result is being collated, while already fake one have been flying all this while. So it is very important. We're in a crucial moment, like we always say. People want to take advantage of any information, and some people are capitalizing on things like this to just create issues. And then, like she said, some people are very good at that because.
Yes. Hello. Good evening.
Okay.
Wilson.
Hello.
Good evening.
We are with you. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello, good evening, Wilson. Please go on with your contribution.
Nelson, not Wilson.
Yeltsin, okay.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
I'm calling from Adamawa.
All right. What's happening in Adamawa? What's the situation?
Yeah, Adamawa State, no man. Yeah, the election was peaceful.
Okay.
In fact, everything was cordial, was peaceful.
I like the spirit.
We really enjoyed the election. So that's the situation is what here,
Okay.
That sounds, that's the sound of optimism.
You people are ready to vote a woman this time around, right? Oh.
Thank you, Yeltsin, for calling all the way. Well, while others are expressing optimism in the result, others are already angered. Like when the council is going on, this party is leading. Later on, we're hearing, please, nobody should stab his or herself. Like we saw that during the presidential election, a woman was so dissatisfied, and because the person she voted for did not emerge, she decided to just kill herself. No politician is worth the life of any Nigerian. I said this during the presidential election. In 2015, the supporters of President Muhammadu Buhari, 2011, were aggrieved with the result. They said it wasn't free and fair. They were angry, and they decided to resort to the street to protest, to fight, and all of that. And about 1,000 people lost their lives in the whole process. And think about it, because he lost in 2011. In 2015, they didn't see his emergence as president. Good evening, Mr. Emmanuel from Port Harcourt.
Good evening, madam. How are you?
Fine, thank you. And you?
Hello.
Please do us a favor, reduce the volume of your TV set and talk to us, please.
Okay, my name is Imana. I'm calling from Papa.
Please go on.
Okay. Okay, I want to contribute on something. Hello.
We're with you.
Election in Nigeria is not election, it's just a selection. After we suffer and vote, our vote will not count. Why?
Why do you say your vote will not count?
It's pure clear now. Our vote is not counting. After election, what we hear is selection. Why?
So do you not think that maybe the other person had majority of votes?
I don't think so. It's ringing.
Well, that's your opinion, Mr. Emmanuel. Well, it seems you're still hearing yourself. Might
So
have
you
to
actually
just
will
end the
hear
call.
what Joyce is telling you.
Well, Mr. Emmanuel is saying in Nigeria we don't have election, we just have selection. People just go out there and rig. And well, Nigeria is a democratic nation, and since 1999 election have been holding. And you know, I said this during the presidential election that, well, for most people, election season coming and going out, they will always tell you the process was not free and fair. As far as it does not favor a particular political party or a candidate, the person will tell you it was. I made reference to the time of Olusegun Obasanjo and Olufalaye, that he kept going to court for 1 year, 6 months, and then he at some point he was owing his lawyer over 50 million naira, and because he said the process was not free and fair. So this is something that is you can liken to the process. You keep seeing that year in, year out. But that's why we keep emphasizing it's important that people participate in the process. That way, when there's something wrong with the process, irregularity, you can talk about it. But when you fold your hands and don't vote, other people will go out and vote. And some will even vote on your behalf. And they won't vote the person you're expecting. Let's speak with Anthony. Hello, good evening.
Evening,
Good
Anthony.
evening, Anthony.
Good evening. I'm enjoying your program.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're enjoying the fact that you're with us as well.
And by the special grace of God, you are doing good job.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
The last caller said that it's rigging that we are seeing in Nigeria. That is the absolute truth. Selection is what is going on. Voting is not counting.
Why do you
If
say
it's
so?
counting, the umpires are supposed to do the needful. The reason being that the last election is glaring. It doesn't reflect the mandate of the people. Look at it now. One of you said about Beavers, that Beavers is working perfectly. Is it not the same Beavers that we used for the presidential elections? Why are we reconfiguring Beavers? Nigerians are not fools. The Agberos, those are having upper hand because the leaders are using them to achieve their purpose. As I said in the afternoon, it's only God that can deliver us in Nigeria. Yes, we saw, as my brother said during my afternoon section, that when the Israelites left Egypt, it wasn't easy like that. Yes. Christians should come out. We should not be fearful. And God will see us through in Nigeria, and the right people will be there. This is not a matter of religion. It's a matter of having credible people, leaders. It's not leaders we have now. Sorry to use the word. The people we have now are inhuman. Don't let me use negative words. They don't have human feelings at all. They are more concerned of themselves alone. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Pastor Anthony, thank you for calling back, and then you will know that yes, he's a follower of Equa Television, and particularly this program. Yes, you know, people, to some extent, I will agree with him, because you won't blame Nigerians.
So are you saying that we don't?
No, wait, let me learn. Personal. I'm a Nigerian.
So
I have
your
the
own
right.
point
I'm
of
also
view.
in Nigeria, so
I have the right to express my own.